and welcome to Zetacron Plays a Video Game, SNES F-Zero Part 2. Full screen. So I just need to adjust that. Okay. Let's go. Previously, you would have seen me play Blue Falcon, sticking with the Blue Falcon, Night League and Beginner, Queen League, sticking with Beginner of course, Mute City 2. Does anyone else wonder if they just use revisions of the same track in the different leagues to save disk space, or should I say cartridge space? Oops. I wonder what was the first racing game to ever offer alternate directions in a track, alternate routes or routes. What do you say? Do you say routes or routes? This, I love it when I get it like perfectly straight, like that. And again, I'll be using the boost strategically to stay as far ahead as possible. But this loopy bit here makes it a tad difficult. There, straight over there, miss the bumper cars. That's what I call those generic ones, because they look kind of like bumper cars, and when you hit them, they actually kind of act like bumper cars. Well, they make your vehicle act like a bumper car anyway. And of course, the reasons I'm wearing headphones is honestly, it's a bit of an illusion. I've got the microphone down to make it look like I'm recording from the microphone in the headset, but there's a lot of interference in playback and it sounds dreadful, so I'm really just using the webcam's microphone, which seems to pick up all right. And I've got the headphones on, so the webcam microphone doesn't pick up the music. So the recording of the game is the only part of the music that you hear. Of course, I'm using a screen recording software called Bandicam to record the actual game part. And that just records the screen, and it can record pretty much anywhere. And of course, I'm using the software that came with my Microsoft HD Cinema Lifecam webcam, whatever it's called, to record me. Controlling the game with a wired Logitech F310 controller. I think the non-wired one isn't like an F410. In my last video I called it a 4310, it's an F310. Which is fantastic, and I highly recommend. Works with all your Xbox type games and everything. But I don't think you can use it with your Xbox. Sorry, I just noticed that at the bottom of my screen, the taskbar is still in view, which means this game isn't actually in full screen, but that doesn't matter because that part of the screen isn't being recorded. It's, I don't know, I'm just annoyed by it. And this part, I have been practicing to try and get the jump across. You can, if you boost at just the right spot, jump across and then get way ahead, but I haven't been able to pull it off, even though I've been practicing. I thought, you know what, I'll pull it off and record it and it's going to look awesome. But then I just thought, no, bugger it. I'll go through it. I'm doing well enough to record it without, showing off. It's that guy who always seems to be just a little bit ahead of me. Again, I'm going to complain that there's only 4 in this. It's not that there's only 4, it's that there's like a generic 26 other cars. And I don't like that. There's like 4 actual cars. Then I don't know how many other generic cars there are. It doesn't say anywhere. I've never been far enough back to know. I'm assuming it's 26, simply because in the F-Zero version, sorry, in the Nintendo 64 and GameCube version, there's a total of 30 positions, and they're all unique cars. I think you can choose from, I think 6 or however many at the beginning of the game, and obviously as you play through the game and get better and better and better, you unlock more and more cars. Of course they've got the classic 4 from this game and others. Man, that was close. Unbelievably close. But there we go. Get rid of the taskbar at the bottom there. Red Canyon 1. Excuse me. Sorry, again, just had some ice cream. Which reminds me, last time I was saying blah 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 blah, then I burped and started talking about how I'd had ice cream. What I was saying is, you know, you really have to have commentary on these things because it would violate the terms and agreements of YouTube's terms and agreements to not, which is why you can't just put yourself up playing a game, which I have on my gaming channel, but my gaming channel isn't enabled for videos for longer than 15 minutes. Oh, are you kidding me? That's why I hate those generic cars they get in the fucking road. Excuse the French. So, I'm putting these videos up on my main channel, this channel, because my copyright is in good standing, and mostly it's because my account is enabled for longer than 15 minutes. I actually don't have the new uploady thing on my account. I've just still got just the typical upload your videos. Maybe if I sign out of my account and sign back in. Okay, out in front. Bit of improvement there. Yeah. Oh, fuck you. Again, horrible French. I shouldn't say bad words, I might have young viewers. But really, it's a word. Why are you getting offended at a word? It's a four-letter word. On some level, you made the decision to be offended by that word, and all of society agrees that word is offensive. It's a word. Get over it. The final lap! I will be playing the N64 version of this after I've gone through this. Should I play the Game Boy Advance version as well? I was going to go through all versions chronologically. You know, work my way through it. I don't remember the Game Boy Advance, like the tracks. I don't remember the tracks that well. And I barely even remember anything but the Night League on this. My thumbs and fingers seem to remember it fine though, so who am I to argue? There we go, just got it through that time. So I'm not going to argue that my fingers know better than I, so I have that sort of primitive part of my brain that played this video game all those years ago. Number one again. White Land. I think the next one is White Land 2, which is a variation on the same track. There we go. Oops. I'm not a big fan of this music. But it never occurred to me until I actually read it, had it pointed out in the magazine that these tracks, much like in Mario Kart, are all flat. There's no hills, ups and downs. Of course, when you get to the N64 version, there's loops and corkscrews and, excuse me, all kinds of crazy things. And the GameCube version, that's even crazier again, going through like fan city vents. And such, and oh, geez, this is a short track. I don't like being too jumpy in this track. Damn it, it's always those generic ones that get in my effing way. And the main ones, of course. Come on, anyway. Oh, whoops. I didn't lose. Track design's dumb. The other car beat me off the track. Hello. Let's hope I can avoid doing that. I've got, well, one continue left. It's just this track and the next one and I'm done. Come up, I hate those generic cars. I remember the first racing game I ever got was a Formula 1 racing game. In accordance with my memory, on the Commodore 16, not the Commodore 64, the Commodore 16, and there was, the graphics were, well, I'm sure they were passable for their day, and it was just me. I initially thought it was just me driving around the track, because I thought, oh yeah, this is nice, just me driving around the road. And then I got overtaken, I was like, what? And my parents were like, oh no, it's a race, you gotta be in it to win it. I was very disappointed that it wasn't just me on the road. And I think there are people in this world today who had similar experiences. And when they're on the actual road, they think that they should be the only person on that road. And I know people like that, which is just petty and immature. Really, everyone has a right to be on that road. Everyone, like, I think the more likely you are to yell at other drivers, the more likely you are to be yelled at. Because the thing, like, everyone learns the rules, but everyone has their own interpretation of the rules, even though there are very clear right and wrongs, especially when it comes to traffic. And this one particular person got upset at someone overtaking him. Are you allowed to overtake on roundabouts? I don't drive. Anyway, he got upset with another car coming past him on a 2-lane roundabout. I'm like, fuck's sake, man, it's a 2-lane roundabout. That went from 2 lanes to a 2-lane roundabout to 2 lanes. There are streets in this town and others go from 2 lanes, then into a 2-lane roundabout, then into 1 lane. This was 2 lanes all the way. Number 1 again, so there's... It must be very stressful to get that shell-shocked, to think you're that good at driving, to get that shell-shocked that often and that disappointed with other drivers. Oh, what was this track called? I missed it. I'm assuming it's White Land 2. Music's different though. Don't like that greeny, yellowy car, whatever colour you want to call that. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, how could I not make that? So disappointed. Guess I had to push down to probably do more so I could. It is White Lantern. The N64 version is much better in every respect. Obviously, by that point, technology had gotten a lot better. Programming had gotten better. Physics programming, and this is probably very basic. Speaking of physics programming, apparently there's a new pinball game coming out to the 3DS. And it apparently has the most advanced pinball physics of any pinball game to date. As I'm sure the last one did, and the last one before that, and the last one before that. But this is apparently even better. God damn those generic cars. Oh, I did a bit of research into F-Zero 2. And it came out on the there was a Super Nintendo satellite expansion in Japan, something like that, and that's where it was on, so I guess it was a Japanese release only. I thought I had played it, and I was playing a game, believe it. I don't know. Also, there was a track designer released for the N64 version on the 64DD expansion, which again was really sort of a Japanese-only gimmick for the Nintendo 64. Comes that huge jump that I dislike. Jump to that car, he'll probably blow up soon anyway. Oop. No, I'm not that damaged that I need to heal. And we go up. Here, was I talking about pinball? Oh no, the other. There we go. That's dangerous. Hairpin curve. Is behind me, I can tell from that check thing, which I find ever so irritating. I don't mind it so much in the N64 version when it says, rival. That way I know who not to let beat me. In that race. Of course, it varies from race to race depending on who places where. Frustrated. There we go. Me in front is better. There we go. One. Yay! Some more tracks, or is that it? That's it. What fantastic 16-bit graphics, which these days, graphics like this are called pixel art, which is fantastic. Because I've always liked the pixel art look back when it was an unrecognized art form, but these days it's, pixel art is an art form in its own right. Oh, I don't like that I can't skip these. Look how well I'm doing now! You guys want to see me play Mario Kart? I'll do the same thing, I'll go through the motions and play each one in order. Do you want to see me play Super Mario World? Speaking of Mario and playing F-Zero, apparently in the Nintendo 64 version of F-Zero, if you're astoundingly good, you can actually unlock Mario. Which is fantastic. Driving around, he has like a red Mario kind of thing. And I think in one of the Mario Kart games, is it the N64 version of Mario Kart? You can actually unlock Captain Falcon, which is hilarious. And exit, and we are done. Thank you for watching. Good day. Bye bye.